Hello guys, what's up? Welcome back to our channel. Those who are supporting the channel, please like the video, comment your thoughts, and please subscribe. Subscribe more and more so that you all can see the videos which we are posting. And please comment and like.
Subscribe button is right on the bottom of the screen. Just click it, ting tong, so that you can get all the updates we'll be posting in different aspects of the life, not just soccer, different aspects. So let's start, Ayush.
So today we are going to do a preview of the Euro 2020 semi-final between the two giant football countries in the world right now, Spain and Italy. We have entered into the semi-final stages of both Euro and Copa America. These tournaments are coming to the end slowly, but what we will do, the more it reaches to the finals, the semi-finals, the more it gets interesting. So I am supporting Italy and he's supporting Spain. So like that, he'll do the preview of the Spain team and I'm going to do the preview of Italy team. So start.
What to say about the Spain 2010 World Cup winners, 2008 Euro, 2012 Euro. Overall, the Spanish team, what I have seen in the tournament so far in this Euro, they lacked a perfect striker to some extent, but they have multi-talented players in different aspects of the game, especially the wingers, the attacking midfielders, who can score. Each and everyone can score a goal. So they are not just dependent on a particular striker. The team coached by Luis Enrique. What to say about Luis Enrique? He is a
Champions League winning coach.
He coached Barcelona, the club I love the most.
I also love the most.
So we are at least we are together at a particular point. We are both Barcelona supporters. So goalkeeper, two very good goalkeepers, young Simon and obviously the very experienced De Gea. But Luis Enrique has still now not given chance to De Gea. He has more confidence on Simon, and to some extent he has performed well. Centre backs, completely young talents, completely young backs. There is no place for Ramos, PK, none of the players we have seen playing in Spain years after years. So this is a brave-hearted decision by the coach or the selection committee. And Laporte, Garcia, Torres, they have really performed well.
Pau Torres, not Ferran Torres.
Yeah, Pau Torres.
In defense.
In the defense, they have really performed well till now. Though they have conceded very few number of goals. Left back, the one Jordi Alba, the experienced guy, he is playing in the team.
Until now, the crosses he puts in the penalty box.
He even scored, though it was said to be, though it was finally said that it was an own goal against Switzerland. So Jordi Alba and the right back, Azpilicueta.
He is also playing very nice in this season.
And Jordi Alba is playing in Barcelona for long years, and Azpilicueta is playing in Chelsea for so many years. So these two left back and right backs are the two, you can say, the experienced pillars of the team. Both goes for overlaps. Both has very good speed, though they are quite senior players in comparison to the centre backs. Azpilicueta has a good head. He is a very good header.
And he also crosses
now
nicely.
When we come to the midfield, cool and calm, dependable Busquets. Sergio Busquets is there, and we have seen him. Those who follow La Liga, after Iniesta, Busquets is the one who is playing that pivotal role in the Barcelona midfield. Very cool guy. Playing excellently well.
Well mannered, completely well mannered.
And the ATM player Koke is also playing. Is also an experienced guy. He's playing for ATM for quite a few years, and he's a good performer. and Thiago, a player like Thiago, is not getting chance in the first 11. Can you imagine the depth of the Spanish team? Here, lot of players are there who can perform whenever they want to come, whenever they are given a chance to come on the field and do their part.
I have to say one thing in this Spanish midfield. According to me, means if Luis Enrique puts what can I say, Busquets in the DMF role, I think Thiago at least should play the second half. Means the second 45 minutes he should play. And Pedri, oh my God, pure La Masia talent. Pedri is excellent in this tournament.
Again, in the attacking midfielder region, Laurent is bit senior to Olmo and Pedri, but Olmo and Pedri, the team is totally based on young talents, and this is their first major championship they are playing. So in the first debut championship, if they are performing so well that they can put the team up to the semi-finals, then that's a big credit goes to them. And Olmo and Pedri playing pretty good, and the left wing Oyarzabal is also very talented guy, and his left foot works wonderfully. He is too a very cool customer to finish up. He has also scored goals for Spain in this Euro 2020. And right wing, in the right wing there is Sarabia, who is a regular now in the first 11. He is also performing pretty well, talented footballer. And Ferran Torres and Sarabia both have performed pretty well in this tournament till now for Spain. Excellent passing, good understanding, giving lot of ball supplies. Even they are going to the final in the final D area, in the box area, to finish up the game. And in the forward, I will again say, as per my speculation, or as per my observation in the entire tournament till now, what Spain has played, that is their weakest point. Morata and Gerard Moreno. Both Morata in the first few matches, it was horrible. He missed sitters. In fact, he in every match I felt that he has left his scoring boots in the
Juventus dressing
not
room.
just Juventus, in the dressing room of their team, and still. But as the tournament progressed, slowly and slowly he has improved a lot. But still, I will say, prolific. Morata is a very talented and good striker. He is playing extremely well in the Juventus team. But I don't know why he is under pressure. He was also given threats. We came to know his family was given threats for missing those sitters, and Spain could have been in doldrums if some other did not score goal for the Spain. So the weakest point for Spain, in my opinion, is the strikers. They have not clicked. Has these young, talented attacking midfielders, wingers, not performed to their potential on a high potential level, Spain could have been in trouble in scoring goals. But still, I am a Spanish supporter. So I must say that Spain, if the young talent can perform to their potential and don't get nervous breakdown, and they can hold their nerves, Italy will have a run for them. Italy will have a run for their money.
They are the highest, means they have won the Euro highest times after Germany, means they both have won the Euro 3 times each. So Spain
now,
are on high confidence.
It's Ayush, your turn for Italy.
Italy, 4-time World Cup winners. I have to say nothing. So I'm starting with the goalkeeping position. Donnarumma, oh my God, the save of him from the KDB shot in the quarterfinal in the first half was exquisite. Means it could have been 2-0 because Lukaku also got a chance to finish. He also shot, but Donnarumma saved it. The AC Milan young lad has proven himself to stick in the goalkeeping position of Italy's team. Now coming to the defense, there is a huge blow in the defense. That is the right back Leonardo Spinazzola, who won our hearts as a right back. The young 19 years old Spinazzola has got an Achilles tendon, which is quite a severe injury, and he will miss the rest of the tournament. He's a very speedy, means till now he is the fastest.
Who is coming next to him in place of him?
That the right back position is a bit tough for Italy means Roberto Mancini has to think whether he has to play three center backs, put wing backs, but still I do think that Italy have Italy will be the good contender to go to the finals. Means in the midfield that Bonucci and Chiellini duo in the defense means they are aged, but still the way they are coming back in the counter attacks, their speed. I was surprised by Chiellini's speed at the age of 36. Means I have seen Ronaldo and Pepe's speed.
I just want to interrupt once in this regard that Chiellini and the biggest advantage for the Italian defense is that Bonucci and Chiellini both plays for the same club, so the understanding between the players is superb because they have not just come and merged or gelled for this tournament. They are playing for the same club,
Years after
Juventus,
years.
in Juventus, and both are at present the most experienced defender in Italy.
It actually Italy's defenders in reserve are also quite old. Means Francesco Eckerby 30 years old, Dan Cristante 31 years old. So I think that defense will be a tough problem for Italy. But their midfield, I just don't have to say anything. Fully young, all under the age of 23. Jorginho, other than Verratti, Jorginho, Barella, Locatelli, means they are on their fires. They are on fires in this tournament. Jorginho, the tackles he makes, the way he intercepts the passes reminds me of Patrick Vieira. But though he is not as tall, I will not tell as strong as Vieira because he is quite strong. It doesn't matter on his height. But still,
Strength doesn't matter, Ayush. Had the strength would have been the crucial factor for winning a game, then Nigeria, Ghana, Ivory Coast, these African teams would have been world champions year after years. So strength doesn't matter, skill matters, football sense matters, and these players. There are so many players you will find in this tournament that they are they're not sturdy, they are not huge strength or very tall or very sturdy, but they have their football sense. They're young talents, they are very skillful, and therefore they are performing excellently well.
now Barella, the way means the first goal of Italy was a stunner against Belgium.
Okay.
Was a stunner. Barella, though the second goal was quite better than the first goal, but the way Barella dribbled past Vertonghen and Alderweireld and shot past Courtois was awesome. So I think that Italy's midfield will put pressure on Busquets, Koke, Pedri. So don't think that Spain will have an easy
No,
job.
no way.
Means those
I have seen that midfielders midfield area of Italy is very fast, and they are very fast in attacking. They move so fast. They pass the ball so quick. One single pass can covers a lot of distance.
Yeah, and in the striking force, Immobile, Totti's son, is on fire. Means it is so good to see a legend's son, Italian legend's son, playing in a tournament like this and on fire is something thrilling, which I wanted to see because I haven't seen that much legend's sons playing in this tournament in any football team that much. But still, and Insigne. Oh my God! The second goal
He is in
against
full form.
Belgium.
He is in
He's on.
excellent form.
I can say that he's the shortest player of this tournament. But the way he's playing, I think he is playing better than most of the tall
I
players in
accept
this
that.
tournament.
I accept that.
Means the goal he scored against Belgium outside the D box with his weaker right foot
I accept that.
means was
in
awesome.
this striking department, Italy. If you say that I should give marks 10 out of how much to Italy and to Spain in the striking department, I would give 7 out of 10 to Italy and 5 out of 10 to Spain, because Spain even 8 they can get 8. Their striking ability they have proved in the entire tournament that they can score, and Insigne is really in terrific form, no doubt about it.
And
So this young
Chiesa
young
also.
defense of Spain will be put to test by these Italian forwards.
And the edge defense of Italy will also means in counter attacks Italy will suffer, I think. But still, Chiesa, Bernardeschi and Berardi, the three right wingers, whom I think Roberto Mancini will have his full trust on, will perform well. So let's see what happens, guys. Put on your score prediction.
Go for Spain! Come on, guys!
No, 4 times world champion Italy will go through. My score prediction is this will be, I think, a high scoring game. So 3-2 for Italy. Dad, yours?
I don't think it will be 3-2. If the game finishes up in the regulation period of time of 90 minutes, then it will be 2-1, and or it will go to the penalty shootout.
I think his prediction will be fruitful because he has lot more experience than mine.
No.
Guys, please comment your thoughts on this game, your prediction on this game.
Yes, guys. Hope you enjoyed our this
Video.
our review of the semi-final. So we did say what we felt and what we observed as per the capacity we have to know to acknowledge the football, the soccer. So hope you will please give your comments. Don't forget to give
Like,
your comments.
subscribe, share as
And
much as you can.
Please do subscribe. Right there, the subscribe button on the screen. Please click it. Ding dong.
Come on, Italy!
Bye-bye. Come on, Spain.